All right, Winston. Yeah, we were doing our development of our TS312 product, which was essentially for the 611 machines, vibration modules. Actually, we're using the Shinkawa was a VM21 module, which essentially, bottom line, was only going to give us the levels at all, and then we'd still have the problem of putting out the buffered outputs. But when we saw your product, mostly with the capability of communication-wise bringing over the vibration information, it just blows our, there's no reason. If we brought out the 312 at this point, we would just be so far behind that we'd be wasting our money on it. And so since we already have a relationship, a very good relationship with Shinkawa, what we're doing is I wanted you to come in with this product and explain some of the functionality to us, some of the look. I'm also going to go past the sales part of it, and probably at the end I'd like to get the tools and see if you allow us to take some of it apart, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Bottom line is, let's go ahead and first, since you've got a display on this, tell us a little bit about the display. The I/O, the number of I/O and the levels and all that stuff don't go into, we can get off of the manual and the brochure, but just give a kind of an overview of some of the highlights, like the channels, the display, and some of the stuff you can do from the front panel. How about we start there?
Absolutely. The front panel is optional, so it doesn't have to come with the display. It can be an option. We have customers that are doing it with and without. So it's a touchscreen, just a basic HMI that you can get the overall readings. If I had it connected to a rotor kit, you would actually see overall vibration readings for each one of these channels. But then we also, because each channel has its own DSP, we can scale that down to where we can actually look within the FFT and be able to look at the overall values for a one-time vector data or even a two-time vector data, depending upon the application. So if a fan or a pump with a number of blades, you would probably want to zero in on a vane pass frequency to determine cavitation or rubs and things of that nature.
Right. So you're telling you have some FFT display capabilities on this?
Not on this monitor.
Okay.
The FFT display capabilities is going to be brought out into the software package that we have.
And the software package is?
The Infosys software.
Okay. And so it's completely compatible with that?
It's a time streamed, yes.
Okay. Is there any other products that data stream is compatible with? Can you bring it into any other analysis program?
These?
Yeah.
You can bring in the discrete values, these overall values,
right, but nothing
but
else.
Not the raw waveform data for analysis. That's
that's
proprietary to our software, and everybody processes that waveform differently. So.
Okay.
So that's going to be different. But those discrete values can be brought in, even brought into Pi for a historian via Modbus, or via OPC, however you want to serve that up. So.
Okay. What other kind of displays do you have just for?
We, if you're running any kind of proximity probes, you can also do gap, as well as if you see up at the top here, there's a meter that gives like speed, so you can. And these are programmable. We can customize this based upon what the customer wants. But these are just some of the generic that we set up. There's a trend, and because we don't have any data, but you could actually get values, amplitude over time, so that they could see a value for whatever window, whether it's an hour or 2 hours or whatever, on a sample rate. And you can even get that trend off of the vector data.
Okay.
So a 1 times or 2 times vector. This is the one that most of the customers really like because it's just a mimic. Allows them to see the overall values in a discrete form, but it also gives them an alert value. So if they've programmed the Artemis with an alarm, and it also has Boolean logic, so it can be compounded of speed plus temperature plus vibration, then alert alarm 1. then you can do that. So it's just a red, yellow, green indicator that allows them to, get some kind of alert indication. Now, several things that you can do with the alerts, and then you can also do the mimics as well as off of the vector data as well. So that vector data also throws in the capability of some automated analysis that can be displayed. But again, this is completely separate. It is completely optional if the customer doesn't want it. And then on this screen, we could even do some discrete data rolling. If somebody just wants to see the values change, that's what they would see, either for the gap, speeds, overall values, 1x, 2x vectors, and then even be able to show that in the various units, whether it's an accelerometer in G's, a velocity probe, or displacement probe. And we can also bring in other inputs, not just vibration. Temperature, pressure, because all of that is going to play into the factor of how you analyze the data. So that's basically an overview of what you can see on the monitors and on the screens, and we can program this based upon what the customer needs. Sometimes we haven't really determined our go-to-market strategy on that, but we can do a project. We typically give them like 2 or 3 screens, then go to market with that.
Okay, thank you very much, Winston, on this part.